The following podcast has been rated Listener MA. It contains strong language, violence, adult situations, nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I'm your host. My name is Scotty Gurman, and alongside me we have our normal two guys we like talking to. They just happen to be some very excellent stand-up comedians. First, to my left, we have the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year award winner, Mr. Jeremy Joseph. What's up, buddy?
What? What do you want?
Nothing.
Thanks for having me. It's been great. Bye, everybody. We are at the end, right?
No.
Shit, I thought we were wrapping up.
No.
Keep it tight right at 60 seconds.
No.
Okay.
No, we got plenty. We got plenty to go on.
All right, well, what are we doing then?
You're going to introduce the next guy.
Oh, who?
I don't know, that guy.
There's nobody over there. Don't try pulling this shit on me again.
They can see us now.
Fuck. Oh, everybody. It's Wichita's hardest working stand-up comic, the wreck himself, Derek Alders.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Not a lot. How you been?
I'm doing a lot better. I've been pretty sick the last couple of days, but other than that, I'm fine.
They say AIDS
Oh,
takes
that doesn't sound like you've been doing good at all.
Jeez.
Say AIDS takes a toll on the immune system.
It sure
Thanks, man.
does.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's not what kills you. Whoever said what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger didn't have AIDS. I can tell you that. That is something I know for sure.
Actually, I think it was Freddie Mercury that said that.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
That phrase.
But anyways, Derek, you're busy. You're got another show coming up.
Yeah, I just did one. Just had a show Sunday, and now I've got one on Friday here in Wichita at Vorshay's Lounge. So kind of a swanky place, I believe. So yeah, I mean it's like suited and booted, you know. But
God.
yeah, I've got that going on. It starts at 8:00. So I'm with Clay Foley, a comic out of Illinois. So that should be a fun show. He's actually kind of from my neck of the woods. So,
Yeah, that would be fun for you, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But anyways, kids, we're on YouTube officially.
Like we're going to be on YouTube?
We will be on YouTube.
We
yes.
don't have to join Antifa, do we? Because
No.
I see them a lot on YouTube.
We now, whenever we record, we now. I will upload the video of us recording to YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel. It is Unfiltered Sportscast, and I will also put them on our Facebook page, so that way you can see the three assholes in front of you making fun of each other and talking about sports, which is what this show is all about. We dive into the latest sports news and try to make as many inappropriate jokes as we possibly can, just to entertain you fine folks.
Yeah, I shaved my balls for this.
That's right. Whenever you're not watching kittens play keyboards, you can switch it over, and we're on that same network.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right there on the YouTubes?
Yeah,
On the internets?
Yeah, on the internets.
And we won't
Nice.
Momo your kids.
No,
So-
oh God, that is some
Yeah.
creepy shit.
Yeah.
That seriously bothers me.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, really?
You should go and search it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's some chick that looks like Sarah Jessica Parker, and she, like they start out like just like it's normal explanation videos or like kids videos, and then like 5 minutes in, the parents think it's fine and they're not paying attention because that's what parents do now. And all of a sudden, it starts telling your kids like suicide instructions and all sorts of stuff. Like,
it's
it's
creepy.
It's totally fucked.
Yeah, it's totally fucking creepy.
But still informational.
Jesus Christ.
The last thing we need is more kids.
Well, so yeah, okay. Anyways,
I got one myself. Don't care for him.
Anyway, so there's been a lot of stuff going on, which, like I said, this show is all about, taking, what's actually going on in sports, and we get to give our opinions about it, which I think we're doing so far so good. I wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Nick Foles for also taking our advice with going with Jacksonville. It looks like.
Yeah, he listened to us.
I'm telling
yeah, I
you,
did.
we need to find a way to contact that asshole and get him on here. Or something
Yeah.
like that. Because he is. It sounds like everything that we said about him is he's going to Jacksonville, and we called it like
Week 1
I was gonna say the first week or
of us, not week 1 of the NFL.
Yeah, like the first episode or second episode. I can't.
9
I can't
weeks
remember.
ago, we called that.
Yeah, so we're really excited. Also, I do also want to point this out. If you are watching us on YouTube and you see me looking over, my computer and everything like that,
He's
reaching for my dick.
He's actually being cuckolded.
no,
Yeah, his wife is sitting right off camera here with a whip.
No, we are awaiting the KU Oklahoma game, and so I'm going to be trying to peek around and catch the score while we're recording that, because that comes up later in the show.
And we are rooting for Oklahoma, in case you're wondering
I'm
at
pretty
home.
sure all of us are. Yeah. Jeremy's got K-State, hoping that they win it, and me and Derek we don't give a shit who wins it as long as it's not KU.
So that gives us Oklahoma as well, Scott.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
We need either K-State or Texas Tech to win on Saturday, or KU to lose tonight, and it's all over but the crying.
Yep, pretty
Which
much.
basically sets us up for a huge letdown.
Yeah.
The impossible will probably happen.
Pretty much.
It's happened before.
Yes, it
right.
has.
But I think today we're going to start off with the NFL, just because it's in the off season, right? It's probably the least important news that we have. The first thing I wanted to talk about is we coined them the Jesus Judge. In the AAF, they have a judge, which they call the Skybox Judge or Sky Judge.
Wildly successful AAF.
Yes.
Well, it looks like they're going to take a couple of ideas from the AAF, which this one I think they're already starting to talk about. There'd be basically a referee in the skyboxes that has a better view than these 7 referees that are on the field.
I thought that was the Jesus Judge. I thought it was
It's the
somebody from the
Jesus
grounds crew.
No.
Not one of the landscapers?
No.
Okay.
No.
I had that all wrong.
Nope, you did. But actually, in the AAF, they have already missed a couple of calls that were actually corrected by the Sky Judge, and they actually have 8 referees on the field in the AAF games, and they have 7 during NFL games. And so they're talking about how the Jesus Judge, a.k.a. that's what we call him, but the Sky Judge, would be a really smart idea. And so that brought up a really good idea, and I think that if they look into it, there's already some other coaches that are supporting this, including one of Harbaugh's is supporting this.
Oh, I'm sure Sean Payton is.
And Payton's obviously he's obviously wanting this.
Do you suppose the cost of that extra referee is what kept him from making payroll?
Maybe. I have no idea. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I like this idea. The only thing I really don't want to happen is it slow down the game, and it turns out it's actually not really slowing down the game because it's automatic. They automatically come in and make the call, and so I kind of dig that. But there are some other rule changes that the NFL coaches and players and teams I think we're talking about, right, Derek?
Yeah, the Chiefs are going to propose that the rule should be changed so that in overtime, both teams get a chance to possess the ball no matter what, because that's what fucked them out of a Super Bowl. Not a guy lining up off sides, not having shit for a first half.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not what did it.
Right.
It's
Not
the
having
other.
no defense whatsoever.
Yeah, none of that. It was the fact that they didn't get to touch the ball after Tom did.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think, judging by that, I think some other teams are going to make some rule proposal or some rule change proposals as well. Like I think that the Falcons are going to propose that first 1 to 28 in a Super Bowl wins. I think that the Bears are going to propose that the goalposts get extended from 18 feet 6 inches apart to 20 feet.
An even 20?
An even 20.
All right.
I think the Vikings are actually going to propose that the goalposts themselves just move about 5 to 10 yards to the left. The Bills are going to propose if you go to 4 straight Super Bowls, you at least get to win one of them. That's a rule. The Titans are actually going to propose that the field for the Super Bowl is 99 yards instead of 100.
St. Louis Ram game?
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that one.
Dallas is actually going to propose just to get rid of the Super Bowl altogether and just show highlights of past Super Bowls. And I think Seattle's actually going to make a rule proposal as well that if you don't run it inside the 1 yard line, you get a mulligan and get a redo. And the Patriots they're going to make a rule change too. They want to have it to be where no NFC teams from the East are allowed in the Super Bowl, so they don't have to play the Philadelphia or the Cowboys, or not Cowboys, but
Cowboys, Redskins.
yeah,
they wouldn't have to play
Giants
the
and
Giants. The
They
Giants.
don't have to worry about playing the Cowboys anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think those are some teams that are going to maybe propose some more rule changes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is actually pushing for every regular season win to be considered a Super Bowl win.
Okay, but I kind of want to talk about that first one though. The whole Kansas City Chiefs thinking that you should be able to possess the ball in overtime. The NCAA does it. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that you should be able? I'm not necessarily talking about during the regular season, but definitely during the playoffs. Do you think it would make for a better game if you could possess the ball? Each team could possess the ball.
If you don't do it in the regular season, then I don't think you should do it in the playoffs because it's
Okay.
It's not
two
how you
different
got
games.
to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll re-ask my question. I don't want ties anymore. I want each team to possess the ball at least once, and you go to the sudden death rules just like college football.
I agree. Get rid of the ties.
Okay,
I don't disagree with that, but I think that defense wins championships.
I agree.
You can't if you can't stop them in the first half, in the entire second half, they couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, you're mad because your defense shit the bed. Well,
Right.
that's great. You can have a quarterback, but fuck, if defense didn't matter, how many rings would Aaron Rodgers have? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
yeah, no, and that's a good point. I guess the only reason why I say I think you should is it's all off of a coin flip whenever you have, because if it was a coin flip and the Chiefs won, I think we would have a different Super Bowl. I mean, I think we would.
Probably.
I just it's all one with a coin flip. I don't necessarily think because I think the team in the second half that was better was obviously the Chiefs than it was the Patriots. So they were gaining momentum, and the fact that the Patriots won the coin flip, that's what determined the game because it's Tom Brady in overtime.
But the Chiefs were
gonna
damn
score.
lucky that they weren't completely demoralized in that first half.
I totally agree, and
You got to play both halves of the game. If you do that, you win.
I do. I agree. But the comeback was impressive, and I think there should be some way to where you can possess the ball. Each team can possess the ball, and I don't know, make a more clear winner, in my opinion. I think it should eventually get to that point.
Yeah, but then you run into that extra time takes a toll on players.
Sure.
A lot more chance for injury. I don't know if doing it the way college does it is necessarily the answer, but it does seem like it would be more fair if both teams got to possess. I just don't know. I've never really had a huge problem with the way that the NFL's ever done overtime.
Yeah, and most people that know me, I probably don't know this. I really don't have a dog in the hunt during the NFL season.
Why are we talking about it?
Well, I don't have a team that I'm a diehard fan of. I loved St. Louis whenever St. Louis was in, the Rams, but now they're back in LA, and I don't really have a team to root for anymore. So
Well, you can be a Bears fan. We'll take you.
I don't dislike the Bears. There's just a whole bunch of teams
Boom,
that I
then
really
it's said
dislike.
you're a Bears fan.
Okay.
Congratulations. I'll get you a hat.
they still singing that rap song?
A Super Bowl every fucking day. That's my ringtone, Jeremy.
Whatever.
Still got that punky QB?
Yeah. Well, no, we got rid of the punky one, then had the pouty one. It's like this. It's like the Spice Girls of quarterbacks: punky, pouty,
Herpy.
and then poor accuracy. Like that's
Jesus. Yeah.
Inaccuracy.
Tulowitzki's not. Yeah, he's not. But
Trubisky. Yeah,
Trubisky. I'm sorry.
Tulowitzki would probably be a better quarterback.
Probably. This is some new news that I found today, and it is a rumor. Okay.
Well, let's spread it.
Let's spread it.
That's right.
The Oakland Raiders have been rumored to possibly try and trade for the number 1 pick so they can get Kyler Murray, then also somehow acquire Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. All 3 of those players. Do you think, that is actually possible? And, I mean, do you honestly think that could happen? Do you honestly think they could get all 3 of those players?
Well,
Not necessarily afford them, but actually everything go their way to where they can get them.
Bell's going to be a free agent anyway, so that's up to Bell. Essentially, the ball's in his court. They've got the money. They didn't pay Khalil Mack,
Right.
so they've got the money. Brown, you have to trade for, but I don't think you're going to get a 1 for Brown. I think Pittsburgh's maybe their best shot's a 2. They didn't even get a 1 for Randy Moss whenever Randy Moss went to New England.
Yeah.
So I think that, and they've got the picks to trade to do that, and because they've got multiple first round picks, that I think it's possible. But you've got Derek Carr making he's on a $150 million deal or $125 million deal. He's making $25 million a year.
Second highest paid.
Update: Oklahoma is kicking the shit out of KU right now. 15-7.
Oh, that's 15-7. It's still early. They got to run.
They just had a nice 3.
But he
Stall.
what are you going to do? You're not going to be able to trade him, not with that much money. Sure. And they just signed. That's a 5-year deal. He signed just this last summer.
Yeah.
So,
but if they really want him, this is my whole deal. We're watching the game while we're doing this show, and every time Oklahoma scores, we're all going to just start cheering. But that fucking song. Anyway, so I do think that it is possible for them to get both Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. And I don't necessarily think that a first-round draft pick is completely out of the question. They have the 4th pick, the 22nd pick, and I believe the 27th.
Yeah, so if you package the 4th and I bet the 22nd, you can move up to 1.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying the first round. You don't think they could get, like, if they did the 22nd pick for Antonio Brown and somebody else?
No, you don't need to give up a first rounder for Antonio Brown. You can give up a second rounder probably for him. It'll be a high second, and then you give up your 4 and your 22, and you move up to 1, and then there's Kyler Murray if that's what you want to do. But I wouldn't do it.
See, and I don't think they really want to do it. But
here's the thing: is that Kyler Murray so far has done absolutely nothing to show that he's even good NFL quarterback material. He's short. He's mobile, but he doesn't have the best arm.
He's 5'10" and an eighth.
Okay, well, that eighth really puts him over, given that the average NFL quarterback is, 6'3"?
That's measuring from the balls.
Sure it is. Yeah, if you go from the underside, you're no. Or if you're pushing in the fat on top, you can't. That's not an official measurement. Anyway,
maybe in your book, dickhead, but...
Yeah, well, that's what the guy at the bus station told me. Anyways, I don't think Antonio Brown has any interest in going to an untested rookie quarterback who's might be leaving him the ball, high up over the middle and shit like that, leaving him hanging out to dry. I've really been of the belief that last season for the Raiders was all about Derek Carr. John Gruden finding out what he's got in Derek Carr. I'm going to take away your weapons. I'm going to take away your defense. We already know what kind of quarterback you are. What kind of a man are you? Are you the kind of guy who's going to take what he's given and go out there and do the best he can? Or are you the kind of guy who's going to bitch that he doesn't have anybody on his team?
Sure.
I need a leader on this team. I think he showed last year he did and said all the right things.
Yeah.
To show that he's the guy. He from what I know of John Gruden's coaching style, he's kind of the prototypical John Gruden type quarterback. I really think that they're going to use these first round picks to get some good linemen.
Yeah.
And probably try and pick up some decent free agents. They might try for Bell.
Yeah.
To take some of that pressure off.
Well, and I don't think beast mode is
he's done.
I was gonna say,
he's been done.
They haven't had a running game in Oakland in a while.
They haven't had a game in Oakland.
Yeah,
in a long time.
But I'm with you. I think I can foresee the Antonio Brown and the Le'Veon Bell. I cannot see the Kyler Murray. I don't see that happening. I don't see the reason of him for even wanting to try and make it happen. The Antonio Brown side of things would be pretty difficult. I think the Le'Veon Bell thing is very plausible, and if they get Bell, maybe it's a little bit easier to get Brown.
If I'm Pittsburgh, fuck Antonio Brown, and I'm trading him to Buffalo and kick rocks. That's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do.
I'm the same way.
And hey, Scotty, did you start this rumor?
No.
Okay.
No. NFL.
Sounds like the kind of thing you'd start.
No, I didn't. NFL. But
yeah.
That's
Fitzgerald actually had even said that it said to Antonio Brown that, hey, I don't think you realize how good it is to play with a top tier quarterback. I mean, you look at the guys Fitzgerald's played. Yeah, he's had Carson Palmer, and he had Kurt Warner.
He had Kurt Warner.
But now he's had look what he's had recently. He's had
Rosen
this year. Palmer has been hurt, so he's had the backup there. I mean, he hasn't had
He had Bradford for a little while too.
Bradford's dog shit.
I know. I agree with you.
I mean, yeah. So he's seen both.
Yeah.
You know, and you look at his seasons. Look at the seasons he's had under Kurt Warner, and some of them under Palmer have been great.
Yeah.
And then you look at last year under Rosen.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting a little long in the tooth too. He's not the guy he used to be.
No, and some of that is age.
Yeah.
But
I can also make the argument to Larry Fitzgerald and say, hey, buddy, but so is Ben. Ben's getting up there too, and he's getting the shit kicked out of it. It almost feels like every single year.
well, it's because he doesn't go down. It's
Well,
hard.
that too, but I mean, God damn it, man. Eventually you're going to wear out and your age is going to catch up to you. And as a quarterback that gets hit as much as he does, it feels like, or tries not to go down or tries to get taken down and sprains something and then plays through the injury, because he does. I mean, I give him credit for that. But I think that it may not be that bad of a deal to try to go someplace and try to develop yourself with a young quarterback and let that young quarterback know, hey, buddy, I'm the star. Throw me the ball. I'll get it.
They drafted Ben's replacement last year.
Which was?
Damn, you were going to ask me that.
I know, because I just know that who was backing
I think it's
him
the guy out of Oklahoma State.
Because wasn't it Landry?
Yeah, but I think it was the quarterback out of Oak State they drafted.
Okay. But
can we all agree, though, Larry Fitzgerald does not look Irish?
he definitely does.
That is
I
not
think he
the
does.
right last name for that guy.
No, it's not. Well, who cares? I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I do not.
Mason Rudolph
Okay.
is who they drafted.
Is Landry, do you know still if Landry's still there?
They took him in the 3rd round at 76 overall.
Is that Kyle's brother?
It might be.
Or Maya?
No.
Maya Rudolph's
I
brother?
don't know. I think he's got a red nose, though.
Really? That's...
But
You're a semi-professional comedian. And you went with the red-nosed reindeer jokes.
Well, you took the other two Rudolph. What the fuck
I
am
sure
supposed to
did,
do?
because I'm just funnier.
I'm supposed to go with Giuliani? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yes, yes.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the way Scotty keeps us on track, because it's
That's
so
my
annoying.
job.
It's so annoying when people get off track. I had an uncle who used to get off track with everything. One day he'd be talking about his bass boat, and next minute he's talking about root beer floats, which, you got to engage with that, because who doesn't love a good root beer float, right?
God.
But, you can't ever tell. Bats, they could be marsupials. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know. Anyway, sports, Scotty, go.
Go. All right. But I'm thinking
They're not, by the way.
I think I'm finishing up with football. I will say this. I think that Oakland gets one of them. I will make that claim right now. Yeah. I think that they will get at least one of those 3 players. Who? I don't know. I do not see them trading Antonio to anybody in their division at all, and I don't see them putting him in a good situation. Le'Veon being a free agent, it looks the future looks brighter in Oakland depending on what their draft picks go.
There's a few spots Le'Veon could go, though.
Sure.
And that I think he's going to want to win. And I don't think, even with all 3 of those, I don't think it's win now mode.
Right.
So if I'm Le'Veon, I'm not going there. I'm going somewhere that's... If you really want to kick the Steelers in the dick, go to New England. But they don't need him.
Yeah.
They got Michelle.
They've got tons of talent that's in the backfield, and it doesn't matter even if they have no talent in the backfield. Somehow somebody's going to come out of the back.
Kansas City is there.
Yeah,
and they're set. I mean,
yeah,
they're
but
good.
can they afford them?
So it depends. Depends
Probably
on
not.
I know he wants money, but you
so.
sat out a whole year. So
I don't actually know. I don't think that the Chiefs really have that high of a payroll.
They don't.
mean, Mahomes is on a rookie contract.
Right.
they're
He's
getting
the brightest spot.
But-
Hill's still on his rookie contract, I think.
Yep, and they're cutting Justin
Sammy
Houston.
Watkins.
Okay.
Sammy Watkins, I think, is their highest paid receiver.
They got rid of Peters last year, and then they're cutting, or they said they're either trading or cutting Justin Houston. He will not be a Chief next year.
Yeah.
And then you just told me they did franchise 4, but you were just saying they franchised him to trade him.
They're shopping him.
I can see him in Chicago too. I think that wouldn't be a bad spot.
They're saying he doesn't fit in with this new defensive coordinator style, and so they're going from a 3-4 to a 4-3.
I'm talking about Le'Veon.
Oh, is he Le'Veon in Chicago?
Yeah, Le'Veon in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
They said they came out in Chicago and said that they want a guy. I think they talked about shopping Jordan Howard last year, but they're talking about also that they want a guy that's an every down guy that can be catch out of the backfield. Which Jordan Howard kind of has butterfingers. He's not great. He's not a great receiving back. Cohen is, but you know that if Howard's in there, you're probably running the ball,
right?
And if Cohen's in, he's probably not pounding up the middle.
Right.
So I mean, Le'Veon Bell can do all those things.
Yeah.
So, but look at the line Le'Veon was running behind.
That's actually what I was getting ready to say was this whole thing about Le'Veon Bell. One of two things are going to happen, and that is that Le'Veon Bell's going to go to a team and he's going to succeed for the most part. And he's going to have an average year, even if his offensive line is shitty, because he's an actual good running back. Or he's going to go to a team with a mediocre offensive line and do terrible, because Connor came in after Le'Veon never showed up and absolutely killed it.
Yeah,
he's got a full season of rest on him.
Yeah,
exactly.
They say he put on like 45 pounds.
Jesus.
That he's somewhere up around 265 now.
Jesus Christ.
And so he's
fat ass.
Which I wish I was 265. But no, he's I know for a top tier athlete like that, he can probably shed that in a couple of months' time.
Unless you're Eddie Lacy.
Yeah,
sure. Boy, he just started off underperforming and just never got any better, did he?
No, he did not. But he got fat though.
He sure did.
The other thing too is you look at the way that Le'Veon runs, and they'd always talked about how patient he is. And he waits for things to develop. Well, if you don't have that line,
then nothing.
Then that's not going to develop. You can't be patient like that anymore.
Yep, and that's I think I don't know if anybody said that yet, but if it is something that we all can agree on, then that may be something that we can all call, depending on what happens, where it goes.
Put it in the books.
Yeah,
you know
write it down, take a picture.
Yeah,
Boom.
you might as well sign that contract now, Bell.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's done with football. All right, so while we're sitting here, let's talk a little bit. Let's go to NBA for right now.
You're talking about the National Basketball Association?
That is correct.
All right, fair enough.
National Bird Watchers Association.
Right.
There's no W in that.
Yeah.
Bird Watcher, you make it 2 words.
No, you make it one.
One word, yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
So
Are we hyphenating Birdwatcher now?
I don't fucking know anymore. You're confusing me. I know it's 23-7 right now, and I'm really fucking happy about that.
Don't jinx it, damn it.
I said I was happy. I didn't say it was over.
I know.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go with happy.
Yeah. I'm mildly excited. Okay.
Anyway.
So
I can see.
There's not a whole lot to go over with the NBA because it's pretty much
I'd
the
say
same.
More than mildly, Scotty.
It's the same shit, different episode.
Right.
The whole story is the Lakers.
Yeah.
Will they make the playoffs? And Snoop Dogg is apparently selling his private booth for the LA Lakers season tickets for $5 because he's so pissed.
That video is so great.
I know, but he's saying what everybody else is saying that I just disagree with.
Get LeBron help.
Get LeBron help.
Well, yeah.
Really?
If you're the greatest, you don't need help.
You need a little, but
you don't need superstars.
You don't start walking and giving up on your team halfway through games, and he's doing it on a regular basis now.
Oh, yeah. He's given up as soon as defense, when he doesn't get back on defense anymore.
No. I mean, so much for playoff LeBron.
Yeah. He's fuck it, LeBron.
Yeah. He's done. I do not see them making the playoffs at all. They have 18 games left. They're 5.5 games behind the 8th seed. So if they want to get in, they have to hope a couple of teams lose, which their schedule is still fairly difficult. I think they got to go to Oklahoma twice.
They got the Bucks.
I mean, it's gonna be an uphill battle, and I just don't see them doing it.
They just dropped one to Phoenix. They've dropped one to Memphis. They're losing left and right.
Yep. I don't know when they play the next, but I'd be curious to watch that game.
The thing I was telling you about with them too is I looked up last year. They were 35-47 last year.
Yeah.
And right now they've won 30 games. There's 18 to go.
Yeah. They've got 18 games left.
Yeah, I mean, there's a it's a long shot, but if they finish poorly, they could finish with the same record
that they did
LeBron. Without LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that say? I know he missed 19 games this year. Mm-hmm. He did, but you had him for all the rest of them. What is that? 63. You had him.
Yeah.
So
there's some level of poison that comes with him, which makes, in my opinion, his legacy not as strong.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
And you sit there and like we've talked about in previous episodes, you say you want to trade the entire team, and you want Anthony Davis, and you're giving everybody on the team up. Fuck you.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I called on last show.
Yeah.
Eventually, is there going to be a mutiny?
Well, this is a lot like the Derek Carr, like what I was saying to that.
Yes.
Are you going to be the guy who steps up, takes the lead, and makes the mediocre players on your team better? Or are you going to be the guy who stands around and bitches that he doesn't have nothing to work with?
Right.
And he's shown very much who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's thrown his team under the bus every chance he's got.
Yeah.
Every single chance. And when you're in LA, you were in that spotlight the entire time.
Yep.
So you can't go to Cleveland. Cleveland, you probably were, but still not as bad. You knew what you were getting into when you went to L.A.
Yeah.
The media in L.A. and the media in New York and even in the media in Chicago three
too, yep.
fucking different animals.
Yes.
Than it is in Cleveland or Miami. So
Yeah. They're doing shitty. There's so many teams doing so much better than they are, and the Lakers are still making the headlines.
Yes.
That's and it's a big difference between the Lakers and Clippers.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit about the Clippers in LA, and
yet they got
slowly
beat.
But surely they're sneaking in there.
And
they're better.
Yeah, I was going to say they're better. They actually just got beat by the Clippers, I think, last night, if I remember correctly. Or maybe, I can't remember.
Phoenix, I thought, was last night. I could be wrong, though.
But anyway, because that's the only thing that we can talk about the NBA until it gets closer to playoff time. So, moving on.
All right.
One thing I did want to get to was I took Derek to a college basketball game the other night.
Yeah. That was epic.
For those of you guys who do not know me very well,
I'm going to guess Butler.
No.
Butler County.
I've been a season ticket holder for the Wichita State Shockers since I was 8 years old, so I'm not a bandwagoner. I loved them when they sucked.
Yeah, he saved his allowance the whole time, every year to buy season tickets to the Shockers.
Obviously, parents had something to do with that the first couple of years, and then after when
I was trying to put you up there, man, really make you look good.
No, I will not take that credit. But anyways, we got to go see Wichita State and UConn. And we got to see one hell of a last, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That was pretty damn impressive, especially since tonight is senior night at Wichita State. And instead, I am choosing to do this show with you guys because I love you so much. But we got to see one hell of a buzzer beater. And we're just trying. I'm watching the reflection I'm watching the game off of a reflection of a jersey I have. So, but I look over
not the Wichita State game.
Not the Wichita State game. We're glued to the KU Oklahoma game. But anyways,
we probably had to focus on our legions of fans.
Yeah, because eventually they're going to be listening to this and they already know what happens. Anyways. So
Ajax beat Real Madrid, though. That happened.
Okay. Oh God, I'm just bored hearing you talk about it.
Whatever. You wait till the regattas start.
Yeah. So Zion.
You talking about boat racing now?
God.
Fuck, I'm down with some boat racing.
Jesus Christ.
Get on some yachts. Still remember America Cube, baby.
I am failing at my job.
Yeah, you are.
Anyway. So Zion Williamson did not play tonight against Wake Forest again.
Well, we were talking about Wichita State though.
I know. Beater. We saw the buzzer beater.
It was fucking great.
It was awesome. It was an epic shot.
Yes.
Last 15 seconds, UConn hit a three that was probably 33 feet away.
And he got fouled.
And they didn't count it, and that tied the game. And then Samaje Haynes-Jones dribbled coast to coast and made one hell of a fadeaway.
Yeah.
Last second.
Oh, it wasn't a fadeaway. He was moving to the side.
Yeah, he was moving to the side.
He wasn't even fading back. I think I've seen the improvements in Wichita State throughout the course of this season because the start of the season they were not good.
No, we were terrible.
At all. And I think this really speaks to what kind of a coach Greg Marshall is because he doesn't have, 5-star talent. He doesn't have even, these diamonds in the rough. Like Van Vliet and Baker from a few years ago, nobody expected them to be as good as they were. No. And not only were they two of the top players in the country, I mean, they were both like equally good. There was no Batman and Robin there. They were both Batman. And, that he really got lucky with that, but I think a part of it was, his coaching probably had a lot to do with it. But we're seeing now this year where he doesn't even have that level of talent to work with, and they're making some vast improvements. When they played UConn the first time this year, they got the shit kicked out of them.
30.
Yeah.
It was an ass kicking. It was hard. I mean, it sometimes still is hard to watching, really, really poor passing and turnovers and terrible shots and stuff like that. But
he gets the most out of his guys, though, I think, than a lot more than some of these top coaches get.
I am biased, so I cannot answer this question. Or I feel like if I have an opinion, it's so biased because that's my team.
Nobody asked you a question.
Oh, okay.
You just made statements.
Fine. Moving on.
You're the one asking questions.
I was trying to move on anyway.
Let's move on.
Zion,
Biased bastard.
Zion Williamson. Okay. Sat out against Wake Forest. There is a huge game Saturday, Duke UNC. It's at UNC.
He's playing.
You think he's playing?
He's playing.
I think he's playing, and he wants to fucking punish you at UNC.
Yeah.
I
think he's playing barefoot, but he's playing.
No shit. Good God. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna play him at UNC, if they're gonna wait for the ACC tournament.
They lose that game, and they're not a 1 seed.
Unless they win the ACC tournament.
Yeah, you play him that game.
I would much rather. I at this point, I would make sure that he's perfectly healthy because you could win a national championship with him. And if you play him too early and he gets hurt prematurely, then you're really screwed because I don't see them winning the national championship without him.
I think if it's the tournament now, if it's the NCAA tournament, he would have played against Wake.
Oh, probably.
They're just taking extra precaution. They said he's in the very end stages of his rehab.
Yeah.
So he's playing against UNC. Yeah. I really think he is.
And come this Saturday, I don't know if UNC is going to have their coach on the sidelines.
Oh, because Roy went down.
Yeah, vertigo. He's had problems with vertigo in the past.
Yeah,
I know a little bit about vertigo. My wife has dealt with it in the past, and she's
what? Is that March vertigo? Is that
what's that?
Are you a vertigo if you're born in March? Is that what it is?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'm an Aries. So.
I'm a Capricorn, and my wife is Vertigo. And
oh Lord.
But no, it's she has always said that it just feels like you're constantly falling down.
That's weird.
It is weird, but
that's weird.
Usually you have to pay money to feel that way.
Sure you do.
Right.
Yeah, you got to risk getting arrested and all kinds of shit. And maybe I shouldn't have put that shit in her coffee, but it was so funny to watch. She's falling down. But, I know that there's different types of vertigo. I don't know which type that Roy Williams has. Some of them, doctors can just manipulate your ears around and manipulate the crystals inside of your ears.
Yeah, it's an inner ear thing. It can
get your balance back, and other types need medication. So I don't know what Roy Williams has, and I quite frankly don't care. I just wanted to bring up that I did see he's having some issues. He's having a tough time. I wish him all the best.
I think he'll be at the game. I don't have any doubt about it. But there's actually a couple really big games this weekend. Michigan State. That's another one. It's at Michigan State. Who do you got?
Michigan State.
Okay.
It's at Michigan State?
At Michigan State.
Yeah,
Michigan State. I got Michigan State too. We don't know if Zion's going to play, but let's say he is playing.
If he's playing, it's Duke.
You got Duke?
I got Duke.
I think if he's playing, I think Duke is unbeatable.
I don't know if they're unbeatable.
Unbeatable.
Gonzaga beat them.
Now, they could probably beat the Lakers.
Right now. Maybe.
If Zion's playing, yeah.
Just have him guard LeBron.
Yeah, you couldn't beat him.
Best player on the court would be for Duke, I tell you that.
You couldn't beat Duke if they were Robert Kraft and they were playing against a masseuse.
Lord. Okay.
They suck just like that masseuse did.
Yeah.
Lord. Okay. Like we were talking, we're sitting here being distracted by
I'm good.
the basketball game, but KU, if it does end up happening to where either they lose tonight, or if K-State or Texas Tech does not lose the rest of the season,
and there's only one game left.
Yeah.
For both of them.
KU's got Oklahoma tonight, and then they have Baylor at home. They have one more game against Baylor at home.
Did they?
Yeah. Yep. They end up at Allen Fieldhouse against Baylor.
And Baylor's a sneaky team.
They are, but I
don't think they're going to win in Allen Fieldhouse.
I
But
don't either.
if you take them lightly, they might.
could. Yeah.
Yeah, But I don't see it happening, especially on senior night, especially if there's actually any possibility whatsoever of them maybe coming back and tying the Big 12.
It's like a guy I was talking to. Anytime you play an Allen Fieldhouse, you already start with 5 fouls.
That ain't shit.
Yeah.
God. But I wanted to go through this number one discrepancy, and I'll pull it up. But we pulled up the bracketology report from Joe Lenardi, and I kind of had some questions. First one that we noticed was that you got KU as a 3 seed currently. Mm-hmm. But the biggest one that stares back at us, which we kind of briefed on last episode, was Gonzaga. Now everybody knows I'm a Wichita State fan. There was a season where we went undefeated and we were a number 1 going into the tournament. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think we may have actually been the number 1 team.
Number 2 overall team.
Number 2 overall team in the country. Very good, Jeremy.
My pleasure.
And I can't
Was it though?
It was.
Okay.
But back then, I was completely and totally biased. We hadn't lost a single game all season long. And so what could you say to that? Well, they've not been beaten against anybody who they played. Yeah, their schedule is pretty...
That was the Valley when they were in the Valley.
That was when they were in the Valley, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So their schedule that they played was pretty, weaker. It wasn't... We're not playing Dukes. We're not playing KU. And the main reason why is because they really didn't want to play us.
Still, to go 30-plus games and not have a stumble...
Yeah, 31-0.
That is damn tough to do, even against weak competition.
We had a stumble, but somehow Fred Van Vliet pulled it out of his ass, and we ended up winning, I can't remember, in overtime or in the last remaining minutes. But you have this team like Gonzaga, and we looked up, and Gonzaga has realistically one big win, and that was against Duke at home. That's it. They've lost twice. They have 2 losses, one at home against Tennessee and one at North Carolina. And North Carolina beat them by 13.
Yeah.
If you look at the other teams that they played against the rest of the season, weak. Just weak. Texas A&M, Illinois, no offense.
No, none taken. We're shitty.
Arizona. And Arizona was, they're just not having the same years that they're
a traditional powerhouse.
But just not recently. They played at Creighton, beat Creighton by 11 still. Big East, probably not going to the tournament.
And whereas Wichita State is a team who can overperform and doesn't get the credit, Gonzaga seems to be the darlings of the nation. One of those.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to love them. I think because they got a ridiculous sounding team name.
Maybe, but I'm looking and I'm trying to figure this out because the one team that Derek actually brought up as a pretty good comparison was Houston.
Yeah.
The
Houston old lady fuckers. Oh wait, Cougars.
Yeah,
Cougars.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I think Houston was a 3 seed, were they not?
That's what they've got him going in as.
Oh, this is what
that's
Joe
just
Lenardi has.
Joe Lenardi, who, while he's
pretty good.
considered an expert on the brackets, is not the selection committee.
Right.
But Houston's lost 1 game all year.
1 game all year, and it was against Temple. Who they can be dangerous. It was at Temple. But the one thing that you've got to say is they legitimately also only have really one decent win, which was at home against LSU.
Well, Cincinnati too.
Oh well, I guess you do have a win against Cincinnati.
Yeah,
should be 2, shouldn't it?
No, they
play
that's
Saturday. I think
that's the last game of the year on the 10th.
And what are they ranked at currently?
Currently, they're ranked 12th.
See, and that's horseshit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that one loss team, if you're gonna give Gonzaga the number 1 team in the country with a weak schedule,
the
the
two of
Americans
the 3 teams that are decent they played, they lost to.
Yeah, and the Americans not that weak, not WCC weak, not the West Coast Conference weak.
No.
I get it that Gonzaga played North Carolina and Duke and Tennessee, I think.
and went 1-2.
And yeah,
Anybody can lose to good teams,
right?
Houston was a great team last year too.
Yeah, they went deep into the.
That was with the man bun. That was with Rob Gray.
Yep, exactly.
But
I remember man bun. But yeah, I don't like that, and I know that's just one discrepancy, but I do agree with Virginia. I do agree with Kentucky and Duke. Maybe not so much Kentucky now. I may say, well, probably actually, because there's no way you can have 3 ACC teams be number 1 teams.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with Virginia.
I like Virginia a lot.
I know you do.
Mm-hmm. That's my. It's not even really a dark horse. They're a number 1 ranked team, or at least in the, in their regional, they'll be a number 1. But I think they're good enough. I think their defense is excellent. I also think that their offense is starting to come on strong, and they beat the piss out of Syracuse just the other night.
Yeah.
So I think that now that their offense is starting to come into play, their defense is what's going to win them championship, and defense wins championships.
They spend a lot.
Did Jim Boeheim whine about any nasty calls or anything?
No, I think his press conference was actually pretty. During
the game. Did he bitch at the refs?
Of course he did. There's not a single coach in the country that doesn't. That I can think of.
He's one of the worst.
I know, but that's okay. Michigan State's a 2. Michigan's also a 2. I guess 9 and 11.
I think worst case you got to give Houston 2, especially if they win Saturday. If they beat
Cincinnati, I'll say yes. You can't rob them of that 2 because they earned it. But
I bet they'll try.
Well,
they'll try to rob them of it.
Well, sure.
Yeah, they want the big conference. That's already fucking killing them to have Gonzaga as the number 1 in the country.
Yeah, and that's the way. That's the way it is every single year. You got your Power 5 conferences that always seem to be at the very, very top as far as the rankings go, and I disagree. I also, Texas Tech is a 3. Cincinnati is a 7.
Kansas is not a 3.
Kansas should not be a 3.
4 or a 5.
Yeah,
I would put them as a 4. I'll be nice.
They seem to get overseeded every year, and not just because I hate them very much, very, very, very much, but they seem to get. There's years that it's like they've lost 8 games and they're seeded as a 2, and there's a 5-loss power conference team and they're a 3 or they're a 4.
But the Big 12 is the strongest conference, and that's why they lose so many games. I'm totally being sarcastic. I got a whole go fuck yourself.
We don't really get jokes, Scotty.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. But yeah. Anyway, that's my piece on that.
You seem thrown.
I am thrown.
All right.
Yeah. But anyways, so who you got in the ACC championship game?
Duke and North Carolina.
Duke and North Carolina?
Yeah.
I got Virginia. I'm going to take Virginia
okay.
But I think Duke will win the ACC championship game, and then put them as far on the other sides of the bracket as you possibly can. And those are my 2 teams.
I think you'll have 2 ACC teams in the Final Four. I really do.
I do too. This season especially, I think you will,
and maybe 3.
It's possible too. You got North Carolina coming from one direction, Duke, Virginia. There's some other good ACC teams too that are in there that may shock you. But I do not see Tennessee. Did anybody see Tennessee in the Final Four at all?
No.
Depends on where they're at. Depends on where they're at.
I don't. I watched them. I've watched them the last couple of games they played, and I'm not watching them going, God, that's one of the top 5 best teams in the country. I'm just not. I'm not buying that.
But it's just who's rolling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's who's hot.
I know who's going to be hot. But anyway, okay. Moving on from that.
I can see that I'll have probably a Final Four team knocked out in the first fucking week, like I always do.
Well, that's the way it always is.
Every time.
That's the way it always is.
But you know what? That is what is so great about the NCAA tournament. In my opinion, it is the best sporting event in the world.
Yeah, it's March, baby.
The first 2 rounds of the, I don't consider that fucking play-in.
No, that's not the round. That's not. No.
Yeah. And, I don't like the fact that it's not all 4 16 seeds playing.
Right.
Somebody who's, what is it? They usually have 2 10 seeds?
They'll have an 8-9, I think.
No, they have, I think they have an 11. There was one year where Wichita State had a play-in game, and I can't remember what they were ranked.
And see,
I think you're right. I think there was like an 8-9.
There's an 8-9.
Yeah, there's like a 9 matchup that has to play.
If you're seated that high, you shouldn't have to fight for your spot in the tournament. You already earned it by being that good.
Yeah.
It should be last teams in should have to fight for it.
Yeah.
But no, that there's always those first 2 rounds. There's always upsets. There's always Cinderellas. It's unlike any other sporting event in the world, and I absolutely love it. There's been years when I take those 2 days off work, that Thursday and Friday off work, just to sit there and watch it. Normally, I don't watch that much of it. I just masturbate a lot, and I mean a lot, an inordinate,
vigorously
amount. Blood's showing.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, God. That's terrible. Oh,
Sure is.
I lost my appetite.
To correct myself, not an 8-9 matchup, but the matchup for the 8 or the 9.
Yeah. I think maybe like 2 9s play each other or something like that. And I
Trying
think,
to get in.
trying to get in for that 8-9 game. But I think the reason why they do that is because they have so many teams that are coming from larger conferences or more powerful conferences, like an American or like some of those middle level conferences that are trying to get another team in, but you can't make that a 16 seed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's I
It's
think
like
the
those
reason why they do
last
that.
at-larges
Right.
that are getting in.
Right, yeah.
On the bubble.
Right.
I don't know. Based on the score I saw earlier, I really got some strong feelings about Presbyterian.
God.
They beat whoever the fuck they played 106-59.
Yeah, just run and gun, fast break, get the ball up and down the floor.
Are you familiar with Presbyterian?
If you're scoring that many points, you're not holding the ball. You're not running a full clock.
You don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just saying. Okay, so I think we're gonna have a March Madness episode. We'll have
I would hope so.
well, duh. But we've got championship week next weekend, and then you'll have selection Sunday, and then so that Tuesday, that will be our March Madness pick'ems for the first round.
All right.
Sound like a plan?
Sure.
So that way we got plenty of time to prepare. Okay, finishing up college basketball. Let's move on to Major League Baseball. Bryce Harper,
Finally.
for fuck's sake.
I feel like he fucked himself.
He's getting less money a year than Machado.
Then Machado
Yeah.
is. That's right.
Sign him to a baker's dozen.
Yes, he's got 13. He's got 13 years
At 3:30.
at 330.
330 million.
There was a clause in there too.
There's no opt-out.
no opt out.
Really?
For him or for the Phillies.
Right.
Neither.
So that's guaranteed $330 million.
Yes.
Boy, he'd be almost set for life, wouldn't he?
Buy a whole lot of Girl Scout cookies with that.
But we were all three were wrong. We said it was probably going to go to L.A. I think he would have been better there. But I was also looking up one of the points that I had. What?
Did you see what LA fucking offered him?
No.
4 years,
Yeah.
$45 million a year.
Yeah, and that I would have taken that in a heartbeat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
You're going to get probably a World Series out of that, and then you're 30, and you hit free agency again and sign another 8-year deal.
Yep. Exactly.
And you're going to make more money long term than that.
Yeah. But I didn't see his angle around this whole ordeal. I don't see what he was thinking other than he wants to go someplace, stay there, and maybe build a freaking super
But
team.
why
Build a
Philadelphia?
I don't know.
Does he have ties? Where's he from?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, technically, he would have been a hell of a lot closer to home if he was in L.A.
I suppose maybe he doesn't like where he grew up.
Maybe. But that's kind of why I had him pegged. But the one thing I was for sure was he was not going to go to San Francisco just because of the long porch in right field.
Yeah, you made a good point there. Bastard.
Well, I looked up just to see, because I didn't know the dimensions from where he played at Nationals Park. And now the Phillies, I can't remember what Phillies stadium's called now, but they are almost identical in right field. 330 down right field line.
Yeah.
And they kind of have the same. I mean, I think they kind of have a little bit of a weird right center wall that kind of angles off, and it's like 374.
He's a lefty, isn't he?
He is lefty.
That's what I
It's from
thought.
the left side of the plate. So it's probably not a really big change. I mean, the Phillies are in the freaking Nationals division. So he's going to get to play.
And the Braves.
The Nationals. And the Braves.
That's going to be...
Yeah. He's in a division that is fairly competitive.
Mm-hmm. He's got to face DeGrom a whole lot more.
Yep.
And Syndergaard and those guys from the Mets.
So,
well, not a whole lot
Scherzer.
more. He's faced them the same.
yeah,
He's
facing the same,
division.
but he gets to he's going to continue to see them on a more regular basis.
yeah.
So, I don't know. I didn't see this as making a whole lot of sense going to Philly. It's just not where I would have imagined him being. But
No, I didn't. And I don't think he wanted to go to Philly. Really.
I really don't think he did either.
Yeah.
And then he slips up whenever he's being interviewed and says, "We're going to bring in, World Series back to DC."
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Maybe he plans on throwing the series, throwing the NLCS.
At LCS, yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, then the next thing that he said was, and I kind of agree with him on this, but he basically said, after 2020, do not be surprised if I go after and try to recruit Trout from the Angels.
Yeah, not the fish.
Not the Fish.
Okay.
But yeah, I it's kind of something weird to say right out of the gate as you just got to your brand new team. But I don't know. I can't blame the guy.
I mean, he doesn't really have a say in other players' contracts either.
Right.
So,
But his contract is over. Trout's contract is over after the 2020 season.
Yeah.
So at 2021, he'll try to go after him.
I'd love to have Trout in Chicago, but as a Cub fan, which you can't tell by the hat and jersey and shit I wear every fucking week, but I'd love to have him in Chicago. But I honestly think the Angels are going to extend him.
Oh, probably.
I think that's what's going to end up happening.
Which kind of sucks because I really don't think he's ever going to win a World Series if he stays there.
It's hard. I mean, they've really handcuffed themselves with that Pujols deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
how much longer on that?
Pujols?
Talking Albert Pujols, right?
Yeah, I know. I want to say another 4 years, I think.
Yeah, they
Really?
Yeah,
Did you
they
see-
did.
Did you see that Bobby Bonilla is going to be getting paid 3 years after the Harper deal ends?
Yes. He fucking
God.
took them so bad.
Uh,
It almost just makes me smile.
It's
Just
laughable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck were they thinking? But yeah, I'm relieved that it's over. I don't have to worry about, Manny Machado and Bryce Harper signing and
it's crazy. You still got
Were you
Kimbrel
really-
and Keuchel out there.
yeah.
Were you really worried about him?
No, I was tired of it. I was tired of, he's going to go
Well, I
here, he's
hope
going to go
they're
here,
okay.
he's going, he's meeting with this team. And then there was even Photoshopped pictures of Bryce Harper literally wearing every single Major League Baseball team hat. Because it was just getting old. I mean,
Yeah, it was. That's why I don't get online much.
No, well,
Except to research pegging porn.
yeah, exactly.
Jeremy actually has an interesting fact about pegging porn.
I sure do. Pegging porn has become so popular. It is actually now the number 2 most viewed genre of porn being viewed on the internet at my house. That is a stat according to a survey conducted by my wife of my browser history. And as I've always said, I somehow convinced her it was for research purposes, and that's why I had to write that joke.
Jesus Christ. Okay. My God. All right. Sal.
That's straight out of the act, baby. You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
You got that for free, America.
Yes.
So breaking news, Salvador Perez, unfortunately, is going to undergo Tommy John surgery.
Yep. Gonna miss the whole season.
Yeah. That sucks.
He's like one of the only bright spots of the Royals organization. Him and Whit Merrifield, which they did extend, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think they needed to trade him and just start over. But Salvador is a lot of fun to watch, just on and off the field.
He is a grown child, is what he is. He's
Yes.
one of those few guys who still gets just the pure joy of the fact he gets to play baseball every day and gets paid to do it. And I don't even know that it's so much that he gets paid to do it. He gets to play baseball every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't see that very much in
No,
the game these days.
He loves the game.
Yes.
He absolutely does.
Yes.
And the fans and he wears perfume behind the plate, women's perfume. to fuck with the hitters.
Oh my God.
He does. If you've seen the videos of him screwing with Lorenzo Cain back when Lorenzo was there, and he's entertaining as shit to watch.
Yeah.
I still have never understood a word he said.
No, I can't understand a fucking word he says.
Last year, he at FanFest, he called Lorenzo Cain because Lorenzo Cain was shipped off to Milwaukee, and they're at FanFest and they're taking questions and answers, Q&A, and they're on this stage. It's like him and a couple other guys that I don't even fucking know who it was. It's not important, but he says, "Hang on a minute." And he calls Lorenzo Cain. He's like, "I'm at FanFest. We miss you, brother." And he starts talking to him on the phone at FanFest and puts him on speaker on the mic. And,
Oh God.
yeah, tell everybody I love him and I miss him. And yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
fucking dude.
and he might, what is one of the strongest parts of his game. I mean, he's purely a defensive catcher. He's probably 280 hitter lifetime, if that. He's got decent power, but his defense and his runners don't steal on him.
No.
And this Tommy John's shit could really fuck him up.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not
Because
too.
from a defensive standpoint, he might be the best defensive catcher I've ever seen.
Ooh, you're knocking on a wrong door, buddy.
Really?
Yachty.
You're gonna go with Yachty?
I'm gonna go with Yachty.
He's only got one ball. You fucking ruptured a nut catching. Don't give me that. That
How do
literally
you not
happened.
wear a cup
I
at that
have,
position?
I have no idea.
I wore one playing the outfield.
I didn't. I never did.
Good for you.
Yeah, if you don't have anything to protect.
That's true.
No. The main reason why, I shit you not, the main reason why was because if I tried to make like a diving play on my stomach, it would hurt if I landed on my cup.
So does landing on your balls. And
No.
I'm blessed with enormous balls and a tiny dick, which makes it look even less proportionate. But
It's true. He pees on his nuts.
I sure do.
That's terrible.
A lot because it feels good.
That's fucking
But
gross.
no, it's you never made diving plays. I'm sure of it.
First team
Nope.
first team all state 06.
Oh, congratulations. 1984
Yeah,
Kingman
84.
County team.
Defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Where's your trophy?
Whatever. I don't know. I got a patch.
Sure you did.
Oh,
I did.
Cub
get a patch.
Scouts.
Yeah.
Nice.
got your baseball badge, did you?
Sure did. I was looking this up while we were sitting here fucking joking around and making fun of Scotty. But
His name is
We should change the name of this show.
Scooter McGurman?
Scott.
No, making fun of Scott.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. Let's see. Salvador Perez career batting average is 266.
Yeah. I figured he's about a 260 hitter.
Yep. So
Still, for a catcher, that's not bad.
that's not bad.
Considering the beating he's taken.
Oh, God.
My favorite stat is 4 stolen bases.
Yeah? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
actually bragged about that. When God
Was it
damn
Butler?
it. No, the pitcher.
Deadwin? Ventura?
No, the guy that got from the Rays.
Shields?
Shields. When they were playing in National League Park and Shields had 3 hits. And they used to let Salvi do the pregame interviews. They'd just give him a microphone.
I remember that.
And he was giving Shields shit for, you got 3 hits, you didn't steal a base. I stole one.
That's why I love Salvador Perez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I do have one person I want to compare him to because it was his last year, so this will be the first year without Adrian Beltre. That's another one of those guys that flat out they loved the game. They loved going to work every day, and they were fucking around with each other throughout the whole game. He was catching infield fly. And he's playing third base, and the shortstop would come over, and he would still act like he was getting ready to catch the ball. He hated people touching his head, so everybody would try to touch his head. He'd get all pissed off. He hated
Which head?
His fucking head.
So they still,
Yeah,
he's cool with that.
If you touch his dick, he's fine.
He's a regular Bob Kraft when it comes
Yeah.
to getting his dick touched.
Exactly. But all kinds of things about players like Salvador Perez and Adrian Beltre. Those are like the best people to watch in baseball. And
Beltray was still winning Gold Gloves.
yes,
Did he win it last year? Might have been the first year in a long time he didn't.
I don't know because I think they may have gave it to him because they knew it was his
But they were
sayonara season.
I love the guys who never finish a game with a clean jersey. And those
That'd
are
be Sal.
two of those guys.
I used to shit my pants every game for that reason.
That's so gross.
Why'd your jersey get dirty?
I tucked my shirt in and
You just pulled the tails out? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Just got the stains. Hey, guys, check it out. Played hard.
yeah,
Smell me.
that's right. Smell my back. Think I didn't play hard.
I rode this
That's why-
pine like a motherfucker.
That's why they call it the hot corner. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Just from the steamers coming up, huh?
Yeah.
Makes sense. I knew there was something about Beltray I liked.
That's terrible.
He shit himself a lot.
I don't know, but I don't know, guys. I think that's a pretty good hour and 5 minutes. And then my abs.
Let's do it over again.
Let's do it over again.
Yeah, I could have
Nah.
been better. I could have been a lot more crisp.
No,
Run it back.
No, you're fine. But before we end the show, we always want to give a shout out to our sponsor. Do you got any more wisecracks here over here, Jeremy?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Our sponsor is StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's a very good product. I actually do use it. I've got a lot of friends that use it as well. It is an actual additive to a regular drink of water that's like an energy drink. You basically buy the box that comes with 10 packets.
Snort all 10 packets.
They can't see your
and
hands.
then dump
Sorry.
and then dump water in your eyes.
No.
Box is about this big. About the size of one of those.
Yeah.
Exactly. It comes in 4 flavors. You got grape, lemon, orange, and original, which original kind of tastes like fruit punch. Oh, actually, they got 5.
It actually tastes like Derek's jersey.
Yes.
They also do have a coffee flavored one, which just came out. Very good friends to the show. You can always check them out at StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use the promo code No More Cans. That helps them out, and you get 20% off of your total order. So that's a pretty cool thing. But I don't know. Anybody got anything else that they want to say before we take off?
Let's see. Did you promote your shows?
Oh, yeah. Again, I got a show on Friday here in Wichita at 8 o'clock at Vorshay's. That's Friday the 8th, I believe, is the day.
Nice.
And then next Friday, the 15th, I will be in Topeka, Kansas at the Break Room.
Nice.
With Romy Lee and Jeremy Rush, 2 very funny gentlemen.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, do us a favor. Check Derek out if you are in those areas, but also do help spread the word to the show, or word for the show. We use you guys to tell all of your friends about it. You know, now we are up on YouTube, so you can see our ugly mugs as we record the show, which we definitely are not the most attractive individuals.
As you can see, they put me front and center. Get
They
the eye
did.
candy right here.
They
that's
did.
right.
Ladies.
Also, you can check us out on Facebook as well. We are the Unfiltered Sportscast on Facebook. On YouTube, it is just Unfiltered Sportscast.
Leave us feedback. For
yeah,
fuck's sake.
absolutely.
Don't just watch. Leave us feedback. Let us know what you think. Why won't you talk to us? What is wrong with you?
What
God.
he said.
You can also message us. We do pay attention to any messages that you have, any corrections. That's one thing I did want to point out. If you have a correction you want to ask, or you want to tell us, hey, you forgot about this or this or this, that's what this show is for. It's basically 3 guys that are friends that like having conversations about these things, and we, like I said, like to make as inappropriate jokes as we possibly can.
I think they're going to correct the direction of your hat.
Yeah.
It's backwards again.
The whole fucking team of the hat, really.
No, that hat is beautiful, and I will turn it around just for you.
You got 2 birds sitting on a dildo on the front of your shirt. I mean, that's
it's a
just, that's
bat.
oh yeah, a bat.
And there's just one bird.
That's why they call it birds on the back.
Correction number 1. There's only one bird.
on 2 on
No,
his shirt.
on the
on his
hats.
shirt. is
Oh,
what I was talking about.
on the hat. There's only
We
one.
were
bird.
talking hats. This was hat chat.
Oh, my bad. Well, anyways, guys, we do thank you very much. Like I said, do check us out on YouTube now, which is Unfiltered Sportscast. And please tell your friends if you like us. And then Derek.
If you hate us, tell your enemies.
Exactly. And guys, until next time,
Take that filter off and make it dirty.
we'll see you. Take care.